Hello, beautiful, bold heart. Before we dive into our episode today, I want to personally invite you to a free masterclass that I'm leading live next week on Tuesday, April 15th, called The Mindset Intensive. If today's topic resonates with you, and I believe it will, if you've been trying to scale with strategy alone, but something still feels off or you feel stuck, then this free 90-minute experience will be a game changer. It's going to be really illuminating, and it's going to take what we talk about in today's episode much further, because here's what I've learned and what I've experienced with coaching tens of thousands of women, and especially in my own life, is that no amount of strategy works when your nervous system doesn't feel safe having more. More money, more team, more time, more abundance, more vacations. The Mindset Intensive is the masterclass, and it's a powerful taste of my 3-day mindset deep dive. So if you've been thinking about going to the mindset deep dive, but you want to know more and you want to experience it, kind of like the little pink spoon at Baskin Robbins where you get to taste the ice cream before you get the whole thing, the Mindset Intensive is a powerful taste of my 3-day mindset deep dive that you probably have heard about, where we actually, you, me, together in a community, we do the inner work that truly moves the needle. We clear the subconscious blocks. We regulate your nervous system. I give you all my tools for rewiring your beliefs. We're going to do it in the room together, the virtual Zoom room, so you can finally receive more abundance and more success, scale your business with more freedom and time off, and not experiencing any of the burnout or frustration you might be experiencing now. So the Mindset Intensive is the free masterclass. It's, like I said, free to attend, and you can save your seat now. Write this down at boldheart.com/masterclass. I will also link it in the show notes. It's boldheart.com/masterclass. All right, friend, let's get into today's episode, because this conversation could just be the doorway to your next big level. That's my intention for you. Enjoy this episode. Hello, my love, and welcome back. I'm so happy to have you here. Today, we are talking about wealth expansion in your business and the role of your nervous system. Because if you think that strategy in your business is enough, I just want to say it isn't. You can have the very best strategy for your business that's available. I can hand you, and this is what I do, I can hand you a multiple seven-figure marketing plan, strategy plan, team plan, systems plan. I can hand you a business model that will have you expand the number of clients that you can work with by 10x. But if your nervous system isn't on board, I'm sad to say that you will sabotage your success. And this isn't about you. This is about everyone. I've discovered this over the last several years. I used to just teach mindset, and while doing my own personal growth and development work and really healing my past trauma and my nervous system, I have been able to create new results with ease that I wasn't able to do before. So if your nervous system isn't involved in your transformation, just know that you're going to experience sabotage. There's nothing wrong with you. You just haven't learned this yet as a business strategy. I was talking to a client, celebrating with her last week, and she has been able to take her business to 1 million and takes so many weeks off of vacation. And we were just celebrating the fact that she's done so much, but over the first couple of years when I was giving her the resources that she needed to get to seven figures, every time she got close to a new income level, something would happen. She would procrastinate or burn out, or there would be just this unexpected chaos that would happen. And right away, when we started implementing not just mindset, but nervous system regulation techniques so that she could feel safe with money, safe with being visible online, safe with expansion of her team, everything started to shift. And that's when, imagine, having your foot on the gas and your foot on the brake at the same time. That's what was happening to her. Then we worked on her nervous system and she was able to let go of the brake, if you will. So it all starts with this and your mindset. This is why I so believe in a mindset first and healing methodology. So today we're talking about your nervous system and this as a way to create sustainable growth in your business, sustainable growth in wealth expansion, and having you actually keep the money that you create through the strategy. So the strategy is important, but it isn't enough. This is what I want to beat the drum about because I didn't know this in the beginning in my own business. And what I've discovered in the last few years is most women entrepreneurs like you, like me, try to initially think their way through success. We think it's about the next funnel. We think it's about the next checklist or launch or, masterminding. And this is when we try to raise our prices, we get stuck. When we try to be visible online, we freeze or we just create self-sabotage. We don't focus on the things that we know that we need to do. And I just want to say that if this has happened to you, if this is happening to you now, you may start to think something is wrong with you. Like, oh, maybe I'm not cut out to be at seven figures. Maybe this is for other people. And I just want to reassure you, my dear friend, that it has nothing to do with you. This happens in all the people, all the business owners, because your nervous system is simply not calibrated for more yet. Okay, so this is the work that you and I are going to do. We're going to calibrate your nervous system for more money, more expansion, more ease, more vacations, just more wealth. So how do you know if this is happening to you? You may be undercharging and over delivering. So you may be saying, oh, my clients won't pay for that much. And when you do sign on a client, you over deliver. You go beyond scope. You work evenings and weekends to feel responsible for their results. And while they may be getting results, you're not because you're burning out. You may be procrastinating on a big project, reaching out to somebody that would really help your business. Maybe you're delaying getting mentorship or joining a powerful community of other multiple 6 and 7 figure business owners. Maybe you're avoiding getting out there in a big way on social media and getting the visibility that you know you need to have to be in front of your ideal clients. And you may start noticing that you're really hustling to get out there, to get clients, to scale your business, but you're never feeling safe enough to rest. It's never enough. You're anxious and just don't feel at ease in your business. For some people, it is a question of making money and then losing it very quickly, wondering, why don't I keep the money that I make? I'm always, finding that it slips through my fingers. And what I want to say to you is, once again, there's nothing wrong with you. It's not just a strategy issue, because if it were all about the strategy, you can get the strategy. You can read books. You can read my book. It goes beyond that. It is a safety issue. Safety in your body, safety in the thought of being bigger, safety in the thought of, wow, can I handle that much more money? Will I lose it? Will people want it from me? Will I be able to keep it? So let's talk about what happens in the nervous system and how to know that this is happening. When you are triggered by the thought of expansion, you are probably experiencing either fight, flight, freeze, or fawn responses where it just doesn't feel even keeled. This is probably because you have some unconscious beliefs that more money equals more problems. It's going to take so much more time. You already don't have a lot of time. It's maybe this thought that there's so much pressure on you and you already feel like you're pressured and stressed out. And it may be also this fear of rejection. What if I go out there in a really big way? What if my business becomes so much more visible? Will I be rejected? Will I be judged? Will I be criticized? These are all old patterns from childhood. If you understand that you pick up most of your beliefs and most of your fears, and really also how you see yourself in the theater of your mind, how you create your identity, all of this happens usually before the age of 7, and then just compounds with more experiences over time, where you create this identity, this belief, this fear very early on. Maybe you were shamed for wanting more, don't become too big for your britches, or leave enough for other people, or don't be too much, or maybe you've been told that you're greedy, or, just be quiet. Nice girls don't do that. And because these things were instilled in you so young, they become in your brain with your neural pathways, they become who you are until you work on them. And the good news is it doesn't take a long time to work on them. It is just a question of, one, realizing that this is happening, which is why we're talking about this today, and then making a commitment to carve out some time to take care of this. And I'm going to explain to you today how to do that. Even as a grown woman, your nervous system will try to protect you from what it perceives as unsafe. Okay? So even if there's something that you want, whether that is going to 7 figures or being a very successful business owner with lots of vacation and lots of downtime and lots of support from a fantastic team, even the thought of having a world-class team can create that anxiety. Like, am I worth it? Isn't that for other people? Isn't it going to be expensive? Won't they count on me too much? All of that, even though you say that you want those things, can create that anxiety. And here's what I want you to know. Okay, I really want you to listen. Your income will never exceed your nervous system's capability to hold it. I'm going to just say that again. And if you are at your desk or someplace where you can write this down, just pause this episode and write down, your income will never exceed your nervous system's capacity to hold it. So it's not about the strategy, it's about your nervous system and transforming this on the inside so that you have the capacity and the capability to hold more money, to hold a bigger team, to hold more clients and more visibility in the marketplace. So how do you rewire your nervous system for wealth? It's actually not that difficult. It does require some effort, but it's not insurmountable. And in fact, I do it with the members of Bold Heart literally in every conversation, because it's just as important as some of the tactical things that you could be doing. If you could spend just 1/5 of the time that you work on strategy focused on your nervous system, you're going to see results happen so much more quickly, which is why I have made it such a priority when I work with the people who choose to work with me. Hey friend, I just wanted to drop in here and take a little pause and let you know that the tools that I just described for nervous system regulation are the exact tools and processes that I will be covering and we will be using live together as a community during my upcoming 3-day event. It's happening on Zoom, called the Mindset Deep Dive. And this is where we will gather as women business owners and stretch your big goals and have you look at what's getting in the way, because wherever you are now, it's going to be difficult. There will be resistance or procrastination or something getting in the way of you moving to that next level until you do this work. So we are doing that May 6th, 7th, and 8th. It's an amazing event where I'm going to roll up my sleeves and get really close with you and all of the women who choose to transform with me over those days. We're going to clear the subconscious beliefs, show you how to act without fear, and really just expand into the wealth and success that your soul is going to be ready for. So if this feels aligned and you're curious, please go to boldheart.com/mindset. boldheart.com/mindset. Let's go back to the episode. So the way we do this is to, one, acknowledge the pattern. When you start feeling anxious or you start seeing yourself procrastinate or you're in resistance to doing the thing, acknowledge that you've been here before. Say to yourself, this is a nervous system response. It is not about me. It is not a failure. It doesn't mean that I can't reach 7 figures or I can't implement that big thing. It is simply your nervous system. So say this: I've been here before. I'm realizing that this is not about me. This is about my nervous system, and I can do something about it. Next, we want to regulate and then act. We think that we have this thing we need to do. We're starting to feel anxious. Oh my God, we start to procrastinate. I need to force myself to act. That's not the way that's going to work. You want to regulate it first. Okay. So some of the resources that I share with the women who are in Bold Heart and who work very closely with me are somatic tools, tools of the body, right? The masculine thinks only of the mind, but the feminine is in the body. So we want to do things like EFT tapping, hypnosis, vagus nerve resets, breath work. We can shake it. We can ground ourselves. I've had great results with EMDR, music therapy. I do this every single day, morning and afternoon or evening. These are ways to bypass the anxiety, calm the nervous system, and then be able to act. And these are the tools that I will be discussing in great depth, giving you resources if you choose to work with me in the Mindset Deep Dive event happening in May, which I'm going to link in the show notes. Use these before sales calls, before you do launches, before you decide to go out there and be on social media, before big money conversations, before decisions that include investing in a team or investing in mentorship or writing that book or whatever it is. Whenever you feel anxious, you want to use one or more, a combination of these somatic tools. So important, my friend. This is what has had me just absolutely transform how I show up. In fact, with this podcast and with my social media, everything you can imagine is come from regulating my own nervous system, which is probably why you hear me being so emphatic and passionate about this. The next thing is to create safety around receiving. We women have been raised and bred and socialized to give, and overgive, to put the needs of others before our own, to deny ourselves luxury in the sense of a spa day or taking care of ourselves or getting a daily housekeeper, for example, or saying yes to somebody offering help or getting better support in our business and in our life because we've been taught that. And I want you to strengthen the muscle of receiving. So start making a list of ways that when offered support or when offered even a compliment or when offered anything, any kind of help around your business or even at home, where you decline it, and catch yourself in the moment and say, yes, I would like that. Thank you. Say it with me, even if you're surrounded by people. Say it in your mind. Yes, I would like that. Thank you very much. Okay. Practice receiving. And I want to give you a journal prompt. Again, if you are sitting, taking notes or near your desk or even in the notes app of your phone, I want you to write this down. What feels unsafe about me receiving more money, more clients, more attention? Journal about that. And when you're done journaling about that, and I invite you to do that over a period of 10 minutes, 15 minutes, even a half hour, like give yourself that gift, receive this, right? And visualize then receiving more while feeling safe. Imagine yourself feeling really good, receiving more money, receiving more support, and feeling safe with this money, feeling safe with a bigger team, feeling safe with bigger visibility, just support and abundance. And then this is where I want you to expand slowly and sustainably. And here's what I mean. I want you to start with small, safe, what I call stretches. Stretch in a small way and safely. Maybe raise your rates just a little bit. Okay. Not necessarily double. When in the past, in my younger days, I used to tell people, you need to be charging more. You need to double your rates. And you know what? People's nervous systems couldn't handle that, even though it was the truth. So raise your rates just a little bit. See how safe that feels, right? And then in a month or two for new people, raise your rates again. They won't know that you just raised it a month or two before. Start saying no to things that don't feel good. That is a way to expand. Say no when somebody is asking you something that you know isn't in your best interest. Start investing in support. I just got off the phone with a client who is really successful and she's still cleaning her own house. Now, listen, I believe that there are people out there who really want the money. And if you pay them well, treat them really nicely, you are actually doing them a very big favor to bring in more money into their household. Allow yourself to have this support. You deserve it. Just like they deserve the money, you deserve the support. Start small in that way and let your body adapt to this pace, to this support in a way that doesn't trigger contraction or anxiety. Start a little bit at a time. Maybe for you, it's a housekeeper once a month for 2 hours, or getting a mother's helper to come and take care of your kids while you're in the house for 2 hours a week. Whatever it is, start small and then build that muscle of receiving and allowing yourself to feel safe around getting support. This is what I did a long time ago, and it changed everything. And I want that for you too. Allow yourself to get support in your business in terms of mentorship. You do not need to figure it all out by yourself. Get help. get the strategy we're talking about while you work on your nervous system. Surround yourself with regulation. And here's what I mean. Healing happens in safe containers. Okay. I have found that trying to heal yourself in between client appointments or in between trying to like bathe the child and make dinner and put the kids to bed and take care of the house, it's hard to prioritize. So when you get yourself some mentorship, when you get in a community of other people who are on the way to seven figures, who want to support you just as you want to support them, when you get in a sisterhood of other women business owners who have healthy ambition and big hearts, and you are all working on your nervous system and your strategy together, you're going to find that you prioritize it in a way that you would not do it by yourself. And I am here. You know where to find me. I am here if you want to do this with me and my incredible community of women business owners, right? Just reach out. Nervous system regulation means that you start feeling safe enough to expand, safe enough to be on that stage, to show up on social media, to be there for your people. And this is incredibly powerful. Now, let me tell you what wealth expansion looks like when your nervous system is regulated. Number one, you allow more ease in your business, in your day, in receiving, in delegating, in charging more. You stop chasing and you start attracting. Have you ever seen a woman or even a man who is so anxious? You're like, oh my God, I can't imagine that they can handle any more clients or any more money. We have to stop chasing, and we need to be the embodiment of the person who attracts more beautiful opportunities, more money, more growth, more expansion. When you have a nervous system that is regulated using some of the tools that I'm sharing with you, and when you are being mentored or in a community of other people who are also doing the work, you hold on to your money instead of leaking it out because you feel safe. I've had clients in the past who, oh my God, this was a long time ago. I had somebody who said, I'm ready to work with you. I'm ready to pay. And then we didn't process their credit card information over the weekend because we weren't working over the weekend. And then on Monday, when we tried to process it, it was not there. And she was angry with us that we hadn't done it exactly when she had it, because then it was gone, right? Trust yourself to make bold but safe financial decisions, and everything will be easier for you. This is when you will feel safe. You will allow pleasure and support in your life, and you will have this, how do I say this power around money, not power greedy, but this self-confidence around money. And when you have confidence around money and the ability to attract it and to keep it, that's what happens. You begin to attract and keep it. Your business will begin to scale without breaking your body, without you working evenings and weekends and saying one more email and mommy will be right there while you're on vacation. You will be allowing your team to do things for you. You will trust the systems. You will get the support you need. You will do only the things that you love to do in your business and be able to take unplugged vacations. This is what happens when you regulate your nervous system to feel safe. It's truly miraculous. And I didn't do it the first 15 years of my business, and I can't imagine where I'd be if I had. And I want you to have it too. So it's about understanding that there's nothing wrong with you. The things that happened to you in the past are creating this dysregulation in feeling safe around more, and we can absolutely handle that. So Yes, strategy is important, but it's not all about the strategy. Not everything is about the next funnel or the next, widget or bright, shiny object. You need to feel safe with what you say that you want. And one of the things I do in my mindset deep dive on day one is I stretch your thinking about what you think is possible for your business and your money. And then we notice all the stuff that comes up. And together, we regulate your nervous system so that when you walk out of the 3 days, you take action because you don't have the anxiety, the resistance, the procrastination. Wealth expansion starts in your body, sister. This is where it lives. Whether you feel safe or deserving is in the body. So this is where we're going to go to heal it first. And I just want to have you ask yourself, where does my nervous system say no when my mind says yes? That will give you a clue as to what to work on. And I can help you with your mindset if you resonate with me and you feel that this is aligned. And we can use a gentle and very loving, supportive path to rewire safety around abundance. It doesn't have to be difficult. And abundance is yours when you choose this path. So I'm going to leave you with a new mantra. Here it goes. It is safe for me to receive, to rest, and to rise. I'm going to say it one more time for you. It is safe for me to receive, to rest, and to rise. I know you can do this. I am your biggest champion, even if we haven't met yet. I love you with all my heart. I know you can do this. Lots of love.